Why 2020 has been the year of backlash against Ellen DeGeneres. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Viral Trends. 2020 may seem like a complete fail with all the constant bad news and tragic moments. It's difficult to define what makes someone controversial, but it usually involves something about them, whether words, deeds, or actions that have divided public opinion. Sometimes they were involved in scandals that made them unpopular for a certain amount of time and then they rebounded. Other times, they've led controversial lives from the beginning. Today we're going to be talking about why 2020 has been the year of backlash against Ellen DeGeneres. Make sure you stay until the end as you don't want to miss the main and shocking reason of this backlash. Ellen's life has been a lot of mess. It seems that everybody loves DeGeneres. Her distinctive hip populism cuts across divergent demographics while alienating no one. But then, nice and normal are what DeGeneres' humor is all about as she riffs on the mundane, often mildly irritating realities of daily life. In her public persona at least, she has managed to retain a believable childlike gee whiz wonderment at such frustrations. In late November 2019, actor Dakota Johnson appeared on Ellen, where DeGeneres criticized Johnson for not inviting her to her 30th birthday in October. Johnson said this was not true. It was later confirmed behind the scenes that DeGeneres was invited. DeGeneres said she had that thing and it was too far for her to go to Malibu. The first major recent incident that caused the public to look at DeGeneres in a different light was seeing her sitting next to former President George W. Bush during a Dallas Cowboys game in October 2019. This shocked her fans, especially since Bush opposed same-sex marriage while president and oversaw the Iraq War. On March 20th, comedian Kevin T. Porter asked Twitter users to share the most insane stories about DeGeneres being mean and vowed to donate $2 to the Los Angeles Food Bank for every message he received. The tweet went viral, and just 2 days later he donated $600. In 2016, Kathy Griffin published a book on her run-ins with other celebrities. In one story, she said, "A certain beloved daytime talk show host once had me kicked out of a backstage dressing room at the Emmy Awards." Griffin pinched Ellen by saying that this person, who has short blonde hair, has a mean streak that all of Hollywood knows about. Griffin did not name DeGeneres in her book, but she later admitted it was the Ellen host in an Access Hollywood interview. Personal life of Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres was born on January 26, 1958. She's a comedian, actress, and television presenter. She was born in the town of Metairie, Louisiana, United States. She's the daughter of Elliot DeGeneres, a salesman, and Elizabeth Jane Pfeffer. She was raised within the Christian faith until she was 13 years old and decided not to attend religious meetings anymore. Her television and film work included, by the end of the 80s and the beginning of the 90s, roles in Open House 1989 and Coneheads 1993. Later, she launched a successful comic series that was on the air for 4 years. Her name was Ellen. The show was broadcast by ABC. It was popularized in its first season thanks to DeGeneres' double-sided comic style. It reached its maximum popularity at the moment in which the actress declared her homosexual orientation in the show of Oprah. In 2003, she lent her voice to the role of Dory in the animated Disney movie Finding Nemo. Previously, she had lent her voice to the character of a dog in the film Dr. Dolittle. The Disney movie was the key to getting attention back to her and provided excellent comments and recognition. This role earned her the Saturn Prize, the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice, and also the Annie Award. In September 2003, she premiered a daily talk show called The Ellen DeGeneres Show. In comparison to several series and programs broadcast that year, hers was ranked with the highest rating and was very well commented by critics. For this reason, she was nominated for 11 Emmys in her first season, winning 4, including the Best Talk Show Award. The show won for 15 years 15 Emmy Awards in its 3 seasons on the air. Ellen has become known for her jovial, extroverted, and charismatic personality, dancing and singing with the audience even when the program is in commercials. Their relationship is still a blessing. Even for those who don't understand same-sex marriages, the couple of Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi exemplifies the long-term love and deep respect between partners. The women got married 10 years ago. Until now, they look so happy not just at red carpet events, but also in the clubs or restaurants where they are often photographed by paparazzi. Ellen's spouse is an actress. She grew up in Melbourne, Australia, and then moved to USA to develop a career as a model and actress. The girl started her career as a model and then gradually moved her footsteps to the big screen. She still is madly in love with Ellen. The couple owns a dog named Kid, but they don't want to have real children. They want to remain a family of two. Actual reason behind this backlash: the talk show host appears charming, funny, and kind on TV, but accusations from crew members and a famous guest have suggested otherwise. Talk show host Ellen DeGeneres is known for her goofy, friendly, and charming persona on air, but recent accusations by crew members and a guest on her show have led to a string of bad press. The popular daytime show is facing a major shakeup following allegations of a toxic work environment from current and former members of staff. In light of the allegations, an old tweet from DeGeneres has resurfaced and it's raising more than a few eyebrows. It comes after it was announced that 3 of the show's producers, executive producers Ed Glavin and Kevin Lemon, and co-executive producer Jonathan Norman, had left the Ellen show. In a statement issued to Variety, a spokesperson for the show stated the senior producers had parted ways with their positions. It has also been confirmed that executive producers Mary Connolly, Andy Lasser, and Derek Westervelt will remain at the show alongside host Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen addressed over 200 staff members in a Zoom meeting where she allegedly said, "Not perfect," and that in an effort for the show to run as a well-oiled machine, leaders were not always as sensitive to human beings as they should have been. She allegedly added that she found the allegations heartbreaking. The scandal was sparked in July when BuzzFeed published an article which detailed allegations about a toxic work environment on the set of the show, with current and former employees claiming they faced racism, fear, and intimidation while working for Ellen DeGeneres' show. Another disguise for Ellen. DeGeneres' crew was furious about a lack of communication over their pay during the coronavirus shutdown. According to 2 anonymous sources, the long-running talk show's core stage crew, which is comprised of more than 30 employees, have not received any communication about the status of their working hours or pay, nor have the producers asked the employees about their mental and physical health. Furthermore, the crew members were left in the dark about how much they would be paid, or if they would be paid at all, for more than 2 weeks. Ellen has continued to run in lockdown, with the host recording from her home in California, but Variety reported that only 4 of the core crew are currently working on the lockdown edition of the show, with a non-union tech company being brought on to help as well. The crew has been paid at a consistent rate, albeit at reduced hours. Crew members are still reportedly upset about the lack of personal care from the show, and feel that the same way they have been treated is not in keeping with DeGeneres' famous "be kind" advice. DeGeneres hasn't responded to any of the accusations herself. A representative for the talk show host didn't immediately respond to insiders' request for comment in regard to this story. This backlash had a lot to affect in Ellen's life. Ellen DeGeneres was called out by Twitter users after a thread asking for insane stories about her went viral. YouTube. In April, a Twitter thread asking for stories about DeGeneres being one of the meanest people alive received over 2,000 responses. While the accuracy of the stories is impossible to verify from tweets alone, news outlets, including Insider, picked up on the thread. The stories ranged from one fan claiming DeGeneres using her fan art as a prop to the host supposedly getting mad at a server with cheap nail polish who waited on DeGeneres and her wife Portia at brunch. There were also stories about DeGeneres' behavior while filming, including accusations that she wouldn't let crew members eat meat, that she fired an autistic custodian for greeting her, and that she makes anyone entering her office chew gum from a bowl outside her door since she has a sensitive sensitive news. The host also faced backlash after joking that self-isolating in her mansion was like being in jail. On her April 6th show, Degeneres compared self-isolating in her California mansion to being in prison, and Twitter users were quick to call out the talk show host for what they felt was an insensitive remark. After Degeneres shared the clip on Twitter, users were quick to call out the host for her remarks about prisons, especially during a time when prison inmates are at an increased risk of contracting COVID-19. Some pointed out that inmates in prisons were far more likely to die from the coronavirus than other citizens, especially wealthy ones like Degeneres. Ellen DeGeneres has continued to film her talk show despite being on lockdown because of the coronavirus. While you're here, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share our channel for more such informative videos. See you there!